my love. It's your God sis, Nicole Melissa, and I am back with another entry. So, I was thinking about the differences between like and love. I was really just thinking about 1 Corinthians 13, about what love is, and how the reality is that most human beings don't operate in that. Okay, so what got me thinking about that in the first place is that I was having a conversation with someone, and we were talking about kids and raising kids and da da da. And I was sharing that a piece of advice I'd gotten when my son was 1 year old. It was a piece of advice that resonated with me so deep that it stuck, because we were also talking about how everyone thinks they're going to be this type of a person, this type of a parent, or they're going to, I'm going to do things this way, I'm going to do things that way. And then reality, that's not what's going to happen, because, as parents, we're learning as we go. We don't have all the answers. You know what I mean? So, as we were talking about that, I was sharing with the person I was speaking to about the piece of advice that I had gotten, that it just resonated, and it was, never let your child or children get away with things that will make you dislike them. And I was like, that just feels right. That just feels right. You don't because this is your child. This is someone that you're going to be attached to for the rest of your life. And then we just got into the whole understanding of the fact that just because you're blood relatives with someone, it doesn't mean that you are going to like that person, right? I think we're taught that if someone is a blood relative, that we must love them, right? And so we think that we love them. But then the truth is, we don't really like them, right? And it's because, this is my sister, this is my cousin, this is my mother, this is my father, this is my child. So automatically, I love them, not realizing that that's just not the truth. They're their own people, and there's people that happen to be blood relatives of yours that you don't like and you don't actually love. So that advice it rang true with me. It felt very right to keep that. And I've maintained that, and I don't let my child get away with things that would ultimately make me not like him. Do you know what I mean? Because I want to like my child, but people do that all the time. They let their kids get away with whatever, they don't discipline them, they and they say, oh, well, I love you, but you're just not very loving, right? Because one of the definitions of love is kindness, and kindness typically tells the truth. Not typically, it tells the truth. Kindness is truth. So anyway, I was saying that, so in my career, I am a matchmaker and relationship consultant, and I'm constantly dealing with people and their like and their love, right? Because it's initially like that's going to get you into a relationship, right? It's never usually love first, of course. And so I was thinking that most people put love above like, when in actuality you should really put like up there, because most people don't actually understand truly what love is, especially people that don't have a relationship with Yah. If you don't have a relationship with Yahuwah, you don't really understand what love is, right? This is my opinion for clarity. So, but you do have an understanding of what like is. And I think that we don't put enough emphasis on like. We put all the emphasis on love, a love that you don't know actually anything about. So it's your made up idea of love. It's your made up idea of love. And that's why it ends up hurting people. That's why you could say you love someone and treat them poorly, because it's your made up definition of love. It's not an actual, true, powerful, real love, because that love sits so far above us, it's unreal. Right? And so you have to, and please don't hear me say that you shouldn't love. I think that we should stay in a constant state of trying to achieve that kind of 1 Corinthians 13 love. I think that we should spend our whole lives attempting that. You know what I mean? Even if we attempt it and fail, I think it's something that we should pick up and try again and try again and try again. I think that we should never stop trying to love truly and honestly and fully. But in the midst of doing that, we should also try to like for real. You know what I mean? I think we should put like up there as something that's pretty cool to do, because I feel like when people like you, they're more patient with you. I think when people like you, they they can really practice the fruits of the Spirit easier than if they don't like you. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's the difference between borrowing money from someone or asking for help from someone. It's the difference between, someone begrudgingly giving you something because they love you. So it's like, oh, well, here, take this, because I love this person, so I just have to do this. Or liking you, where they'll be like, here's this thing, I want you to have it, because, I don't want you to suffer, or I don't want you to starve, or I don't, you know what I mean? I think that comes from not necessarily love. So anyway, I was just thinking about that based on the conversation I was having, and I just wanted to share that here, that we should really try to like one another, because I feel like that's what leads to really loving each other. And then I also think that we should really strive daily to know the love that 1 Corinthians 13 is talking about. Matter of fact, I want to read it to you 1 second. Okay, so it reads, this is 1 Corinthians 13. I'm going to start at 4. Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered, it keeps no records of wrong. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, it always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. Love never fails. I guess my question is, who do you know that practices that? And if you do know people that practice that, count yourself lucky, because you really are, and you've attracted something to you that is beautiful. But for the rest of us who believe we know love, this is something to match ourselves up to. This is love. Let's strive for this. Okay? Anyway, that's it. I will see you in next week's entry. Love you, mean it.